Also, this is a lovely backdrop because this is our first ever video of doing this. So
No one cares. They like the backdrop. No one had to be informed by. Oh. Welcome to Mego's podcast. Hello, what's up?
So, I was actually listening to the radio today for the first time in a while, and a commercial came on from Governor Kim Reynolds, and it was hilarious because she's like, COVID-19 is a powerful threat, but Iowans are more powerful and more resilient, and we won't let it beat us. We want to get back to the way things were, and to do that, we need to follow these guidelines. And she basically, went over wear a mask, social distance, stay home if you're sick, all that stuff. And I'm like,
but she
where
calls
was
them guidelines.
Yeah, where was this when you took away the mask mandate?
That's exactly what I'm getting at. She called them guidelines. They're not mandates.
Yep.
She didn't call them mandates. They're not required.
But it's like, you don't have to do this, but I strongly encourage you to do it. Strongly.
I've heard this message because I'm getting paid for it.
Yep. And I immediately changed it to T-Pain. Because that was just fucking hypocritical. That's we've talked a lot about politics. I want to talk about something that's not political.
It's hard not to talk about politics and in everything that's happening today.
When did we get to be those adults that talk about politics and watch the news?
When the adults that we look up to say you need to pay attention to what's happening in the news.
Yeah,
But the problem is the news is incorrect. Every time I hear Fox News on these bits and clips and stuff, I don't know if it's taken out of context, but it sounds really presumptuous and generally conclusive, taking these little bits of information and drawing this really vast conclusion of nothing. And flipping a turn of phrase, or so to speak, and
right.
It just kind of drives me nuts. It's kind of that thing about how you can take a really tiny concept and blow it up and make it seem like something bigger. Like the article about Kim Kardashian slinging in her snake skin. And it's literally just an article about her vacationing in the islands somewhere with her family and how much money she spent on something or other. And then it's her sister on the same vacation. Something about what she's wearing and how much money she'd be spending, but same vacation, same people.
I think I saw a post the other day of her in a gold bikini, and she's putting a hand over her face as she's getting obviously a professional photo done, and her tagline was "I'm shy," and someone commented, "I've literally seen you give head."
So shy.
But that's that's famous people. Remember, our earlier topic, famous people who got famous for doing really dumb or crazy
shit. Or for kind
shit.
of no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, I never really understood how the Kardashians were so involved in fame. But, I mean, it's kind of cool to see how everyone is, growing up and making something of themselves. Something I was kind of thinking about, totally unrelated to the Kardashians, but related in a different level.
Yeah.
Is how we are, I never really thought about this, but maybe it's because we live in a world where social media exists and celebrities now, involve us in their lives. How bizarre is it that we get to see pictures that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson takes of himself while he's working out and posts into the world on his own behalf? When we were growing up, we didn't live in that world. People didn't have cameras in their phones taking pictures at the gym. They were just going to the gym.
The fact that guy literally has his own giant gym that he literally trails behind him everywhere he goes, which is the size of probably any gym around here. But it's all for him.
You know?
But yeah, like what you're saying, like it's a very different world. We feel more connected with famous people and celebrities nowadays through social media.
We absolutely are. We absolutely are. We are engaged with them in a much different way because we can actually engage them. You remember when we're kids and we're thinking about, oh, I want to write so-and-so a letter, like a fan letter or whatever. Like, what address do I send a letter to Eminem? Like, random ass examples. But we don't anymore send fan letters. I mean, it's probably still happening. Britney Spears still receives fan letters, I'm sure.
They just get a lot creepier now.
But people just creep into your DMs instead.
It's quicker.
It's quicker. It's more satisfying because you can see your words instantly. You can determine whether or not that message has been seen, but you don't fucking know if that's Britney Spears. You don't know if that's Eminem or Stan or Stan's brother.
No, a lot of their own celebrities don't even manage their own social medias.
My point exactly. You never know who's behind the screen. Not to mention, you don't know what's fucking reality anymore.
Explain.
I do not like posting any filtered selfies or whatnot. Like if I'm on Snapchat, I keep scratching my jeans and it's making this weird sound. If I'm on Snapchat fooling around with filters and stuff, I might post them being silly. But I don't like posting selfies with filters on all the time because I look better in filters. I don't think I do. I think I look weird because they change my face. And I'm like, that's not my face. That's not... Are those my eyelashes? That's not my eyeballs.
I feel you on that one. There are some subtle filters. I'm like...
And maybe it's different for a guy.
It probably is definitely different for a guy.
Maybe the filters aren't as sensitive because of just, the general structure to a face. My face transitions really well with the male-female app.
Oh my god, I love that app so much. Oh no. Problem on set. Set fixed.
Fixed it.
Also, this is a lovely backdrop because this is our first ever video of doing this, so...
No one cares. They like the backdrop. No one had to be informed by... Oh. Welcome to Mego's podcast. Hello, what's up? I'll just take up all this space. Where'd he go?
All right, I'm back.
Easy with the cat, man.
Sorry, Zuzu. Ugh. All right. I fucking love his eyes.
So creepy.
I can't wait to edit this and just have his...
You're so reflective.
I love how reflective cats' eyes are. I love... Yeah, do you ever see those videos of, people going through the woods at night and you see little eyes in the dark? That shit's terrifying.
It's terrifying, but you probably see more in the dark than you do in the day.
That is true.
At least low to the ground and all those little tiny eyeballs because it's just rodents hiding because you're scary in the dark.
Back to before I busted out of here. I do like this backdrop. Her room is full of just lights.
It's an aesthetic.
Lights on lights.
Yeah.
I mean, there are more Christmas lights in here than on any tree I've ever seen.
I don't know where my phone is right now, but if I had my phone, I could change up the lighting here. Here, let's find it.
Yeah, you should.
Ugh. Okay. That was fast. What color should we do?
Green. Oh.
Here's green. It looks pretty normal because my room is red.
Hit the green button, I swear. Oh, wait. There's green. That is not green, that is blue.
You're blue, dabba-dee-dabba-da.
You know what? Yes, I am. I'm digging it. The name's Dabba-dee. Dabba-die. Wait, I did that backwards. Shit!
No, you didn't.
But if I'm Mr., if it's Dabba-dee, it's my first name. Dabba-die is my last name. I was doing the James Bond.
Oh.
Dabba-die. Dabba-dee. Dabba-die. I actually just bought a bunch of lights from Walmart because they're like $3 a piece. I think it was actually something like this because it comes with a little remote. I
have like 6 of those remotes.
Jesus. Also, this is other cat.
That's Cat. Hi, Cat. Yeah, he does not like being held.
You want to be like Grogu? You be a little baby Yoda?
Come here, kitty. Because I love you. Oh, he fucking hates that. Just a minute, please.
Please,
just a minute.
For the adoring public. Look at that.
Woo! Yeah, I told you he doesn't like being held.
But
I like holding him against his will.
Why? If cat not to be held like baby, why shaped like baby?
If you come back here, I'm just gonna fucking scoop you up again.
It's like, well, maybe I'll go over this guy because I am not gonna do that because I don't want him scratching me. Wait, he's gonna eat claws, does he?
He's gonna sit right there.
That goes our segment of playing with the cats. When did you realize, when did you ever, first think, wow, I'm that adult now? Did you have one of those moments?
Yeah, apparently middle parts are a young person thing, and if you're still doing a side part, you're old. No, you're an old.
You're an old?
Yeah, with a capital O. As if we're a group.
Oh. No.
This is something I wanted to bring up.
Okay.
Separationism.
What is that?
Racism. White supremacy. The feeling that people should be separate. Should be separated by any which means. Class, by
oh, yeah.
race, by income, whatever. And I feel like it's even as fundamental as young and old, and I feel like an overgrown teenager. I'm almost in my 30s, and I feel like I'm still not sure what I'm supposed to be doing with myself.
That is our generation, though.
It's partially our generation because I think a lot of us are very big, broad thinkers, and a lot of us were not fortunate enough to have resources to do those big, broad things.
Right.
And I have been fortunate enough to have a lot of resources to get there. I've still not done the big, broad things I would like to do, but I'm getting there. I think we also come from kind of a lazy generation in general. We have come up with a lot of awesome things to make life easier, but easier, I mean lazier.
True. I mean, that's kind of been my logic is, do work smarter, not harder.
Well, yeah, that's the general way about it, I suppose.
Well, yeah, and that's why the older generation is pretty much just I get the younger generation, ooh.
Ooh, this is the basic light fill.
Well, you know what? It was changed
I'm
for a
just
while.
setting the mood. The normalcy.
This is how it normally
Welcome
looks.
to reality.
I don't like it. Take me
Speaking
back.
of adulting.
Oh my god. But no, like that is something that even, you know, when I say how old I am on the phones, they're like, oh, well, no, you're young. You guys don't understand. It's like, okay.
I mean, at 30-ish, we are still pretty young.
Yeah.
I feel like an overgrown, like, teenager.
Oh, no, yeah, because
an overgrown teenager.
Our generation had the weirdest fucking transition because we were, like, think of how much stuff has happened since we were kids. Like, in the early 90's till now, how many things went through a phase? You know, this is the coolest, latest high-tech thing, and then all of a sudden it gets outclassed by the next thing only like a year or so later. Like,
coming back to our conversation before about the VHS tapes and CDs and DVDs and Blu-rays, the conversion of all of that. Oh my god, those hit clips.
It just like...
Oh my god, I fucking miss childhood.
There was
sometimes.
The early 90's kids had the best time growing up because we had all the crazy things that you would never...
We did have some crazy shit growing up.
Like cartoons that were way more adult than they should have been. Just all these fads, all like new gimmicks were just out of this world, just out there. And there's really not anything like that now. Did you know Trix used to actually be in different shapes? And now it's just little circular balls?
Bitch, please. Yes. I remember when they transitioned this. This actually wasn't that long ago. Well, maybe it is now because my lapse of time is...
What year is it? They changed the Lucky Charms mascot.
What do you mean they changed it?
Like, he had the same generic look for almost his whole brand, and then recently they just changed him. He's way skinnier and more cartoony than he was.
Huh.
They also took out a couple shapes. Can't remember. But,
trying to reduce cost.
I actually read somewhere that someone brought up about the Trix thing. Like, what if the whole saying tricks are for kids is because kids can only see the shapes and us adults only see the colorful orbs? And then it was just another picture of someone going...
And that's why they're tricks.
Yeah, it's just like...
How tricky would that be?
So tricky.
Tricky. I miss the fun shapes. I really liked those.
I just miss, like, everything was so easy as an early 90's kid.
Do you remember, okay, so you know the juices that come in those plastic bottles and like the lobster shaped like tabs you gotta rip off the top?
Yep.
Do you remember the ones that came with those pellets that you would put in there?
No, I don't remember.
Okay, so I think they were like Kool-Aid or something, and they were like clear flavored sweet juice or whatever, and then like the pellets would flavor it something, and so they would change the colors and shit like that, but it was like a mystery type thing.
Huh.
Do you remember Burger King coming out with that like cheese powder stuff you would throw in your fries and shake in the bag and
the
shit? Oh my
shake
god,
fries
those were so good. Why do companies not do more of that stuff? Like fucking, what do you call it? Oh my god, what is it called?
What is it called?
Red Robin.
Yum.
With the like the Lowry's seasoning, basically.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if it's truly Lowry's or if it's like their own blend, but they put their own label on it. But like, what if you made little packets of that you could send to go orders home or whatever? Maybe they already do that, but for real.
Do you remember colorful ketchup?
Yes.
Like green, blue, purple.
Yes.
I don't remember
and
what the difference was.
Butter and colorful. Yeah.
Like, I don't remember, like, generally were the ketchups different tasting, different flavors, or were they just colors?
No, they were just colors.
See, weird shit like that, I would love to see again. Like, we don't have anything like that.
We don't have the money to spend on fun shit like that, though.
True. Even before COVID.
Pretty much. Like you said, our generation is just kind of falling short if you will.
A little bit, you know, it wasn't the fact that
I think some of us, like near 30-year-olds, are still eating ramen on a regular basis.
First of all, ramen's delicious.
I keep ramen stocked in my pantry, but that doesn't mean I eat it every day.
Well, no, it's only when I'm super
multiple
poor.
times a week.
No.
Like, no, I'm an adult.
Yeah, we get Taco Bell.
Punch tonight.
Ooh, I had Chipotle today too.
I don't care for Chipotle.
I only get their bowls, not their burritos.
I don't like their tortillas. They're not fresh.
Oh yeah, no. If I want a burrito, I go to Pancheros. If I want a bowl, I go to Chipotle.
Where do you go if you want a quesadilla?
Nowhere.
Do you not eat quesadillas?
I don't eat quesadillas.
I just realized this about you.
I don't eat quesadillas.
Disgusting.
Sorry.
It's like one of my go-to Mexican foods. It's one of the easiest things to make.
You remember I also just had Skittles for the first time, literally, last year.
Yeah, we've gone through a lot of firsts with you.
Yeah. I was a very sheltered kid.
Thankfully, sex was not one of them, because I can imagine that have been awkward.
Yeah, no. You knew awkward me when we first met, so...
It's been awkward teaching you some of the things that I have taught you, as in the fuck a Skittle tastes like.
The fuck a Skittle tastes like. Yeah, see, there's a lot of fun things I got to eat for the first time that... Yeah, now Skittles are great, although I've only had the dark Skittles. I've never had the
regular ones?
Yeah.
Well, dark side Skittles is where it's at anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I told Brent that. Brent was like, no, you lived with me. You had to have Skittles. I'm like, no, I never. I never ate any of your Skittles because I thought Skittles was a completely different type of candy. And then I realized I was wrong.
What'd you think it was?
Something like tarty? Like something like sour or just a harder candy than what it was?
Like a sweet tart?
Yes. I'm not a big fan of sweet tarts.
I like sweet tarts.
Wait, no.
I
No, I'm
love
confusing
the
sweet
blue
tart with
ones.
something else.
The blue ones are my favorite.
Never mind, because well, no, wait, did we try sweet tarts or was it a Nerds rope? Was that...
Oh yeah, you had never had Nerds.
I never had Nerds either.
What the fuck with this guy? God.
Let's
Gave him a Nerds rope. He's like, I've never had Nerds before. I was like, alright, well, you can't just have the Nerds on its own. You gotta eat the rope too. I like the crunchy with the chewy and the combination.
What about the well, I'm trying to think of other I'm gonna try to edit that, zoom in on that.
There, I gave it to you twice.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm trying to think of other first things that like you got mad at me for like telling you that it was the first time I ever had this.
I wasn't mad at you because you hadn't had candy before.
The look on your face would say otherwise then. You were just like...
I think anyone would have had that look on their faces. Like, of course. You've never had a Skittle?
No, I'm trying to... What else?
You've never had a Nerds?
No. Which is crazy because
What other Wonka candies have you not eaten?
I don't know, like... I'm trying to think of just other things that...
I don't like sweet tarts.
Not a huge fan of them.
You ever eaten a Spree? Sprees?
I've heard of them. I don't think I've had one.
Oh my god. You didn't eat candy as a kid?
Oh, I ate a lot of candy as a kid.
Like what?
Chocolate, gummies. That's pretty much it, actually. That makes a lot of sense because, yeah, pretty much those
Yeah,
are...
that doesn't sound like a lot of candy. That sounds like a lot of gummies and a lot of chocolate.
There's a lot of variety in chocolate.
Like
and
candy
gummies.
bars?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got your Hershey's, you got your Butterfinger.
Like just a plain Hershey's?
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, obviously you break it
I
piece
would
by
get
piece.
so sick of all of that milk chocolate.
See, I'm not a huge fan of dark chocolate, but you are.
I love dark chocolate, but I wouldn't eat a whole, like, candy bar in one sitting. That's too much.
Wasn't there, there was something at Thanksgiving that I had for the first time. You made it.
Yams?
Yams.
Candied yams?
Candied yams, never had that.
Mm-hmm.
What's that chocolate sauce at the Mexican restaurants? It was like, it's some... Mole. Never had mole.
Oh, mole. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I like mole.
like that was okay. What else? I know there's so many other things that I'm honestly surprised I'm not getting more coming to mind. There's a cat here. So get up. Don't knock it over. Unless you can think of anything. Any huge surprises?
Not that I can remember. You called out way more than I could.
That's fair. I don't know. I was a very sheltered kid growing up, and yeah, I don't blame myself. Like, I don't blame my parents for saying I was a shitty kid, because I absolutely was a shitty kid. Apparently, I threw a fit at the Disney store in Lindell Mall and dove headfirst into a giant pile of stuffed animals, and I wouldn't come out. My mom had to literally drag me out. I'm a shitty kid. I'm sorry, Mom.
And I wouldn't put it past him to do it again. We just don't have a Disney store around here.
Rip. I saw a picture of it. You know what? Next time I go to Disney World, I've never been to Disney World actually.
In Florida?
Well, yeah, I went to Orlando Studios, but never went to Disney World.
I'm just
or
checking you don't mean Disneyland. Because some people don't know there's a difference.
Oh yeah, that blew my mind when I first found that out, that there's a Disneyland and a Disney World. But what's the difference?
So much.
I just want to go there for...
Think of Disneyland as being like being more theatrical, being like in the land of Hollywood, like behind the scenes and kind of up and close and personal with everything. Like the rides are very different. The rides are actually more like Universal Studios is,
oh, okay.
but Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And then Disney World is definitely more niche, where like now I guess they've got the like Star Wars and
I do really want to go to
Harry Potter thing.
Harry Potter's in Orlando, I'm pretty sure.
So is Disney.
No, I'm in Orlando Studios.
Yeah, I know. I'm just making sure that Harry Potter is part of like the whole Disney thing.
When we were at when we were at Orlando.
Remix.
That's my best Adam Sandler impression. When we were at Orlando Studios for my family's vacation, Mike and I actually got scared the first time we went through the Harry Potter ride.
You got scared?
We got scared because
Is this the one that feels like a roller coaster?
Yeah, it's the 4D ride where like you fucking just pretend like you're on a broom, and we got scared because I don't know about you, but I fucking hate spiders already. And there's Aragorn, or whatever his name was, Aragog, whatever, from the Harry Potter books, the giant spider that Hagrid had. There's literally a part of the ride where you go into the forest, and you see those little spider legs moving and like stuff rustling about in the ride, and I'm like, oh no. And then you get right up there, and he just comes at you with this giant spider face, and it just was fucking terrifying. Then we also went on that ride like 4 more times after that.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan. I've been on that ride once, and like I don't like spiders. They freak me out, but I just leave them alone. I don't do anything if I find a spider.
If I find a big one, I try to get it outside, but if it doesn't want to go outside, here's a cat.
They eat other bugs in your house, so I just let them be.
It's true, but the only bugs I ever see in my house is spiders.
They also say that house spiders are good luck.
I've never heard of that, but I also heard that you eat 3 spiders a year.
I heard that was a myth.
I really hope so, because that sounds terrible.
I'm pretty sure that's a myth.
But it is almost an hour again.
Yeah, that's how we do.
That's what we do. We make a great conversation jumping from one topic to the other. SMAC hits you a little differently. But thank you so much, guys, for watching. This is for the YouTube people, so you podcast lovers can, just hold tight real quick. See that subscribe button down there? If you like what you heard, like what you see, like this cat right here.
Oh my god.
You can hit that button. It really helps out. Leave a comment about anything that we said. Stuff you hate, stuff you love. Let's start a discussion down there.
Or anything you want us to discuss. Future topics.
Ooh, I do like
ask
that.
Ask us a question or ask us our opinion. I guess that's also a question. So.
But thank you so much, guys. I'm Phil.
I'm Mego.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.